As a nigga pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you go, I'm not going because this
for him, but
I think I can take him.
Be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of.
The moment Jay Prince allegedly tried to force 50 Cent out of Houston, something snapped in 50, and this time he wasn't letting anything slide. He went straight at Jay Prince with the same energy that built his whole reputation, exposing what he claims are the shady tricks and intimidation tactics behind Jay Prince's supposed extortion network. According to whispers coming from behind the scenes, Jay Prince did not appreciate 50 getting too close to Houston's power structure, and he allegedly sent some of his people to interfere with 50's business moves, hoping to push him back out of the city. But 50 isn't the type to retreat.
Wait, extorting people. Ain't no money in that. Real nigga ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? Man, I don't want to.
He doubled down and immediately fired shots back, clowning Jay Prince online and daring him to address everything publicly if he truly had nothing to hide. 50 even hinted that he's sitting on real receipts, the kind that could supposedly disrupt Jay Prince's entire operation if they ever went public. People close to the situation say Jay Prince doesn't want that smoke at all, but at the same time, nobody can act like Jay Prince doesn't carry heavyweight influence in Houston's streets. So yes, 50 might be walking into dangerous territory, but one thing about him, he has his own circle of loyal people who will stand behind him if anything gets tense. This standoff between two titans is already shaping up to be one of the boldest conflicts hip-hop has seen in years. For a long time, 50 Cent has applied pressure on Jay Prince in little ways, sometimes through jokes, sometimes through direct shots, and that tension never went away because both men operate with the same level of pride and dominance. Jay Prince sees himself as the unofficial gatekeeper of Houston.
It's a sucker to me. A sucker is a pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you go, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
The man everyone is supposed to check in with, while 50 has always said that whole check-in culture doesn't sit right with him at all. From their own corners, they carried this Cold War-style standoff for years. Jay Prince holding down Houston, 50 holding down New York, and unless they ran into each other physically, they had no real reason to throw hands or escalate anything. That's why the situation stayed mostly verbal, simmering in the background but never boiling over. But everything shifted the moment 50 Cent made the decision to fully move his operations into Houston. Not just visiting, not just doing business there, but officially relocating and planting himself directly inside Jay Prince's territory. That changed the energy immediately, because now it wasn't long-distance tension anymore.
Most of you may not know this. You had the opportunity to take Houston.
Yeah.
But you chose Shreveport.
Yeah. And Houston didn't have the same. They embraced me. They good. Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here, like even the tax incentive.
50 was standing right there in the very place Jay Prince prides himself on controlling. And 50 didn't just move into Houston quietly, he brought his entire company with him, his whole infrastructure, his team, and all the projects he planned to build. That alone was enough to make the streets start paying attention, because when two dominant personalities claim the same space, somebody is going to feel challenged. As soon as 50 settled in, people could sense that this wasn't just a relocation. It was a message, a direct step onto Jay Prince's home court, and a sign that 50 was ready to test whatever power Jay Prince claimed to have. And that's exactly why this clash is becoming legendary. One man known for his influence, and another known for never backing down from anybody. When 50 Cent said he wasn't just dropping by Houston but officially living there, he didn't hold back. He tweeted, "I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later." That alone shook the timeline, because nobody expected 50 to pack up and leave the empire he built in New York so suddenly.
The city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his Unity Camp program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Now, before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing.
Part of that move had a very practical reason: taxes. He had already spoken about how New York's tax spike, climbing all the way to around 62%, was eating into his business profits and slowing down the moves he wanted to make. When you're running a massive operation, every percentage counts, and Houston immediately looked like a smarter financial home base. But it wasn't just about escaping Uncle Sam's grip. 50 had also made it clear long before the move that he wanted to plug himself deeper into Houston's hip-hop ecosystem because the city's culture runs heavy with rap, trap, and Southern flavor that has shaped the industry for decades. And 50 is a businessman who thrives on understanding people, culture, and opportunity. So Houston was starting to look like a gold mine for expansion. Another rumor floating around was tied to his alcohol brand, Branson Cognac.
Matter of fact, God darn it, 50 Cent, get out here. Come on. You are.
If I was your best friend, I want you around.
I know all the time I've spent with him, we've had some great times. He even tried to tell me to plead one night.
I gotta hang out with the people that can buy this stuff from me.
$110, $125, $125.
I think Johnny might be on.
Folks remembered the days when 50 was hitting every liquor store in Houston, showing off his bottles and meeting owners face to face. Many believed he saw a massive market opening in Houston, and moving there meant he could build that connection faster and stronger. But Jay Prince wasn't feeling any of this. Allegedly, he saw 50's move as a violation of territory and a sign of disrespect, especially since Houston is the city he built so much influence in. Word around the streets was that Jay Prince wanted 50 to check in before planning business routes. And when that didn't happen, he supposedly sent people to apply pressure. 50, however, did not budge for a second.
We need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need.
He made it crystal clear that he had his own protection and wasn't entertaining any attempts at intimidation. And he wasn't about to follow someone else's rules just to exist in a city. That only made Jay Prince even more irritated, according to those familiar with the conflict. Some say Jay Prince even tried to impose a no-fly zone on 50, a symbolic move used in street politics to make someone unwelcome. But once again, 50 didn't flinch. He wasn't playing those games, and nothing about his behavior suggested he was scared or backing away from the spotlight. In fact, 50 was doing the opposite. He was out there making business moves, showing face, engaging with the community, and building new opportunities everywhere he went. One of his biggest plans was a $20 million film studio in Houston under G Unit Film, which would have been a major industry hub. But things shifted, even though Houston showed him love.
Don't turn me down. What she said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks?
Don't turn you down.
Yeah, man. What you on, folks?
What you mean what I'm on?
What you on, man? What the deal there? What up?
What up? You want to buy your shit back or what?
You flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb. What you got? $20 out of car?
Nah, nigga. You know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. You capping, bro. They gonna believe anything.
You want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch ass niggas on this bitch like y'all.
50 eventually paused that project and decided to relocate the entire operation to Shreveport, Louisiana, where the city already had film industry infrastructure and tax incentives lined up. He explained that Shreveport's setup made more business sense, even though Houston embraced him warmly. Despite that, Houston still treated him like royalty. In 2022, just a year after relocating,
the little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren. You know, all that shit that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit, so.
The mayor honored 50 Cent with a key to the city and officially declared a 50 Cent Day during the annual Thanksgiving parade. Mayor Sylvester Turner praised 50 for his work with the community and called him one of the most influential figures in the city. He highlighted the Unity programs that helped high school students become young entrepreneurs and pointed out 50's contributions across multiple schools and organizations.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, I don't respect none of that, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway.
The ceremony was full of love. The crowd cheered for 50 like he was homegrown, and 50 showed that same love back with a heartfelt speech. You could feel how genuine his connection to the city had become. But while everyone else was applauding, Jay Prince was somewhere gritting his teeth because 50 had climbed higher into Houston's social and business hierarchy than anyone expected. And the uncomfortable truth is that the facts speak loud.
With older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen.
While 50 was being celebrated for uplifting the city, Jay Prince was still carrying the reputation of someone tied to underground influence and old-school street control tactics. Since landing in Houston, 50 has backed multiple charity projects and invested heavily into the community. He built the Unity Business Lab, helping high school students learn entrepreneurship, and he locked in partnerships with the Houston Rockets, Astros, and Texans through his Sire Spirits brand.
What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us.
His contributions continued. He hosted the Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival, teamed up with the Rockets to give away 1,000 turkeys for Thanksgiving, donated $850,000 worth of toys in 2023 for a citywide charity giveaway, and in 2024 helped raise over $500,000 for Houston Children's Charity. The event in total pulled in $6 million, a record-breaking year. All of this made it clear. The city loved 50, not just for his fame, but for his presence, investment, and leadership. Meanwhile, the conversation around Jay Prince was very different. For years, critics have claimed that Jay Prince built a reputation by intimidating artists who came to Houston under the banner of protection, but many now say it was really a hidden extortion system. That so-called check-in requirement became legendary. Visiting artists were expected to show respect before moving around the city, and if they didn't, things allegedly got tense behind the scenes. What looked like a safety measure to outsiders was, according to others, a carefully structured power play designed to keep Jay Prince at the top of Houston's hierarchy. And the moment 50 showed up and refused to bow to that system, everything changed. They kept trying to rebrand checking in for the younger generation, like maybe a new word would magically fix the problem. The elders were sitting around saying we should update the term for 2021, that maybe it needed a softer name, maybe just a friendly hello. But everyone knew the truth. It was never just a hello, and it was never simple. Behind that friendly greeting was a whole system that asked artists to drop large amounts of money, which J. Prince framed as protection so they wouldn't get jumped and could recover their chains if anything happened. But the fine print was always the real story. These artists weren't actually choosing to pay. The pressure made it feel like they had no choice at all. Because if they didn't participate, if they thought their own security was enough, the streets had a way of proving them wrong. Rumor had it that the consequences included getting jumped, getting their belongings stolen, and being forced back into the system they thought they could avoid. NBA YoungBoy found himself right in the middle of that mess when he refused to check in during a trip to Houston. Not long after he arrived, two men broke into the home he was staying in and took several expensive vehicles, chains, and cash. And when the thieves demanded a $30,000 ransom for his belongings, YB refused immediately. He wasn't about to let anyone play him like that. He clapped back on live, calling the whole thing childish and embarrassing, saying he wasn't impressed at all by someone trying to bait him into paying ransom for items he could replace. And the back and forth only got louder from there. Then, out of nowhere, J. Prince entered the conversation. He posted an Instagram video saying the people who robbed YB brought the stolen items to him, and he tagged YoungBoy publicly, telling him to get in contact so he could return the keys, the umbrellas, and everything else. According to J. Prince, the thieves wanted to make it right because they respected him and his relationship with YB's family. He laid out every item recovered and made the whole thing look like a gesture of goodwill. But YB didn't buy a second of it. He immediately called J. Prince out for going public instead of reaching out privately. He said a man in his 60s shouldn't be playing these online games and trying to score points on social media. And he saw through the setup instantly, claiming this was just another attempt at forcing him into the check-in system under the disguise of a favor. YB made it clear he wasn't dealing with anything that required publicity, that he didn't want new friends or new relationships, and that if someone really needed to contact him, they already knew how to do it. He even mocked the whole idea by saying he didn't need the keys anyway. When you buy cars outright, 2 keys come with them. And YB isn't the only one who's spoken out about the whole check-in culture. On their podcast, It Is What It Is, Cameron and Maze went in on J. Prince. They questioned why someone his age was still playing influence games, still trying to teach young folks about street codes that don't apply anymore, and still expecting grown men to bow to big homie rules. They said straight up that older people are often the last ones to accept that the world has changed. They laughed at the entire mentality, saying they weren't little kids. They didn't respect the concept of big homies, and nobody should be manipulating artists into playing along with a system that only benefits the people running it. Then, there were the dice games, the ones whispered about for years. Rumors claim those games were another layer of the extortion puzzle, a controlled environment where visiting rappers often lost far more than money. And the tragedy surrounding Takeoff only amplified those whispers. Official reports say the situation escalated after a disagreement and that people pulled out weapons and fired, hitting Takeoff accidentally. But some alleged footage that surfaced later painted a different picture. One where Takeoff and Quavo supposedly hadn't checked in the way J. Prince expected, leading to tension behind the scenes. Allegedly, there was an attempt to discipline them, something meant to shake them up, not harm them permanently. But things spiraled, and a life was lost that night. One of the most beloved, quietest artists in hip-hop. Whenever J. Prince is asked directly about Takeoff, he answers cautiously, always circling around the topic. He insists the Prince family has a spotless track record with guests and that nothing like this has ever happened under their watch, but many people still question the environment surrounding those dice games. And Takeoff wasn't the only name tied to tragedy. Duke the Jeweler's death also shook the industry. After winning big in a game, he was ambushed before even reaching his vehicle, losing both his winnings and his life. Many saw that as part of the same dangerous pattern. So when you compare 50 Cent and J. Prince, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. 50 has poured money, charity, business, and opportunity into Houston, while J. Prince's name keeps getting tied to influence, pressure, and old-school street politics. And because of that, rumors started spreading that J. Prince was trying to find ways to push 50 out of Houston altogether. But before those plans could unfold, 50's separate conflict with Big Meech took over the spotlight. And word is Jay Prince allegedly sided with Meech and sent warnings of his own. But if there's one thing everyone knows about 50, it's that he doesn't fold. Instead of backing off, he reportedly decided to expose the entire extortion structure he believed was operating behind the scenes. And according to insiders, he's now on a mission to end Jay Prince's reign over Houston's visiting artists, and he's enjoying every minute of the fight. Now I want to know what you think. Should 50 Cent stay cautious when he's in Houston, or do you think he already has another plan ready to flip this whole situation upside down? Drop your thoughts below and make sure you check out the next video, because the story is getting deeper by the day.